The whole vibe starts with this super mysterious and moody intro music, setting a scene that feels kinda lonely, but also like something big is about to happen. You get the sense that you're not just watching a story, but you're about to be dropped right into the middle of one. A voice chimes in, and it's this whole philosophical monologue about identity and choice. She's basically asking, is this version of me the real me? It immediately gets deep, questioning if her current situation is something she genuinely wanted, or just a possibility she passively accepted, which is a heavy start. Okay, so things escalate and she's like, fine. If you're not vibing with this story, I can just delete my own existence. It's a super dramatic moment that puts all the power in your hands. This decision frames the entire experience, making it clear that your choices actually have cosmic weight. Suddenly, she breaks the fourth wall, telling you that you're the protagonist of this game. The setup is that you're just chilling in your room, scheming on how to romance some cute anime girl. It's a classic visual novel setup, but her awareness makes it feel way more intense and personal. The scene shifts to this intense staring contest, and the vibe gets super romantic and a little bit creepy. She suggests you just lock eyes until you both literally die, which is one way to escalate a moment. It's blurring the lines between affection and something darker. She initiates a hug, calling it a ritual, to make you feel her existence. It's not just a hug, it's a full-on sensory experiment. She's trying to prove she's real through touch, asking you to describe every little sensation. It's a clever way to bridge the gap between the game and your reality. The hug gets tighter, and she's analyzing your feedback like a scientist. You mention touch, and she interprets that as not stimulating enough. So, she cranks up the pressure, trying to get a stronger reaction. This whole interaction feels like a tutorial on how to perceive her as real. After the super intense hug ritual, she officially introduces herself as Lilith. The ceremony was apparently a success, and she's so moved she's about to cry. It's a very sweet and slightly unhinged introduction that solidifies her as this ethereal, emotionally invested character who is now formally in your life. Later, Lilith reappears and wants to pick up where you left off, referencing the oath and bond from your first meeting. When you're confused, she acts all hurt, like you forgot a major anniversary. It's a funny but manipulative bit that reinforces the idea that this connection is a big deal to her. Lilith reminds you that since you're in a visual novel, you can just use the log to catch up on past events. She trolls you with a fake, nonsensical log before giving back the real one. It's a playful jab at your short attention span and a classic meta-commentary on game mechanics. Lilith tries to jog your memory by claiming your childhood friends who did everything together, from climbing trees to fighting off bears. When the details get fuzzy, she just bulldozes ahead, saying the point is you're reunited now. It's a classic gaslighting move, but in a cute, harmless way. To celebrate your reunion, she announces Lilith's special sweet cake time. The plan is for you to bake a strawberry cake under her expert guidance. The whole thing is framed as this super wholesome and adorable activity designed to create a new, tangible memory together and get you comfortable with her presence. You start gathering ingredients for the cake, and magically, everything is already there. Lilith jokes that a dreamy, angelic girl must have prepped it all for you, heavily implying it was her. It's another moment that blurs the line between reality and the convenient logic of her world. You finally question the whole situation, pointing out how weird it is that a random girl just appeared in your house. Lilith agrees, saying it sounds like either an award-winning indie game or a generic horror movie. She then asks what you think she is, turning the question of her identity back on you. When you guess she's a ghost, she plays along completely. She launches into this whole dramatic monologue about being a centuries-old spirit waiting just for you, offering you cursed tea that will trap you with her forever. It's a hilarious and spooky bit that shows how easily she can slip into any role. Lilith goes full philosophy professor, explaining that concepts like friend or ghost only exist because of your perspective as an observer. She argues that the self or ego is the center of everything, creating these labels to make sense of the world. It's a deep dive into subjectivity and perception. She continues her lecture explaining that the self is a modern invention. In ancient times, people saw everything as one unified whole. But with the discovery of the ego, the world split into subjective and objective realities, creating countless individual perspectives like fractured mirrors reflecting different worlds. Lilith brings it all back to her own existence. She says you once agreed to explore the question of her reality together. The whole game is designed as a journey for you to experience different things with her, so that by the end you can make a confident choice about whether she is real. She explains that common sense is the tool your ego uses to understand the world. It filters information so everything seems normal and understandable. For this game, the key common sense is that it's a visual novel, but she immediately challenges you to question if that's really the truth. Lilith starts messing with the game's reality to prove her point. She suggests that maybe it's not her talking, but her ribbon, or that the background isn't a room, but a stage set with an audience watching. It's a mind-bending exercise designed to destabilize your sense of normalcy and open up new possibilities. You start thinking about the oven being a time machine, and Lilith freaks out, begging you to stop. She warns that if your perspective actually turns the oven into a time machine, it could warp reality and create a butterfly effect with unpredictable, chaotic consequences for the entire world. She gives you a mission. Convince the oven that it's just an oven. It's a hilarious but critical task. Your perspective as the observer has the power to define reality, so you need to consciously ground this object in its normal function to prevent reality from unraveling into some bizarre, game-centric alternate timeline. After a bizarre time-traveling sequence caused by the oven, a future version of Lilith appears. She says this is the last time she can help you this way, and that the next Lilith will protect you. It's a cryptic message that hints at multiple timelines or versions of herself. You succeed in your mission, and the cake comes out of the oven looking totally normal. But a moment later, it's suddenly burnt to a crisp. Lilith is genuinely shocked and apologetic, showing a rare moment where she seems just as confused by the world's strange logic as you are. The burnt cake falls on the floor, and Lilith has a complete meltdown. She's devastated that she ruined the cake you made with so much love. It's a moment of genuine, heartfelt emotion that makes her feel incredibly real and vulnerable, even amidst all the philosophical weirdness. As a thank you for cleaning up the cake mess, Lilith teleports you to a beautiful, serene new location. She then snaps her fingers, and a perfect strawberry cake appears out of thin air. This is her real gift to you, showing that her power operates outside the normal rules of cause and effect. The magic cake has another trick. Its taste is up to you. She tells you to describe its flavor, and as you think of fried chicken, the cake suddenly smells like it. It's another interactive lesson on how your thoughts and perceptions directly shape the reality of her world. The next chapter opens with Lilith waking you up frantically. She's worried you'll be late for the Forest of Non-Existent Dream Chasers and Silver Leaks, which turns out to be a super epic RPG she created. It's a cute domestic start to a whole new genre-bending adventure. You're transported into her RPG, starting in a classic king's palace. Your quest, as the Dream Chaser, is to explore the vast forest, defeat the demon lord, and save the princess. It's a textbook RPG setup, but with Lilith as your guide, you know it's going to get weird. You're told the princess is waiting for you in the demon lord's castle, but she's not there. It's a subversion of the typical RPG trope, immediately making you question the quest's true purpose. Lilith just brushes it off and pushes you forward, keeping the adventure on its strange tracks. You finally face the demon lord, but Lilith reveals the game is unfinished, so he's basically invincible. However, she tells you that you've already found the solution. You have to use a specific item you've acquired to literally define his weakness and win the fight in a very meta way. The secret weapon is a piece of paper. Lilith explains that whatever weakness you write on it will become the demon lord's actual weakness. This mechanic reinforces the game's core theme: your power to define others and shape the narrative through your own subjective input. It's literally rewriting the rules. After defeating the boss, the princess finally appears, and it's Lilith in a different outfit. She confesses that she ran out of assets, so she's playing the role. She delivers a heartfelt romantic speech about waiting for you, her hero. It's a funny fourth wall-breaking moment that's also genuinely sweet. Back in the room, Lilith asks if you enjoyed the adventure and promises a full version of the game is coming soon. She declares her goal is to keep making amazing games for you, to bring you more happiness. Her entire creative drive is centered around you, making her the ultimate dedicated developer. The next day, Lilith says it's time to pay for the RPG playtest. But instead of money, her fee is a trip to the outside world with you. She frames it as a way to get inspiration, but it's clearly a desire to experience your world and break out of her isolated space. You step outside and you immediately feel overwhelmed. Lilith offers her shoulder for support, guiding you to a park bench to rest. It's a role reversal where she, the non-human entity, is the one comforting you in the real world, showing her steadfast dedication to your well-being, no matter the environment. To escape the awkwardness of the outside world, Lilith suggests a proper date, just the two of you. You decide on an amusement park, a classic romantic setting. This marks a shift from philosophical lessons to a more personal, intimate experience together, building on the relationship you've formed. You arrive at the amusement park, but a sign says it's been closed since 1999 due to a disaster. Just as you're about to leave, you notice the Ferris wheel is still moving. Lilith sees this as a clear invitation to sneak in, turning the closed park into your own private, mysterious playground. On the Ferris wheel, Lilith reveals another secret. She's the lead singer of a band called Wick Row, with her friends Shuttle and Nadeshiko. She suddenly transforms the quiet ride into a private concert, complete with stage lights and music, ready to give you a full performance. After the rock show, Lilith holds a mock handshake event with her bandmates. She reveals that she wrote the lyrics, highlighting her role as the band's leader. She's determined to solve the band's internal issues and lead them to a brighter future, with your support as her motivation. Lilith confesses that the band's happy facade is just for show. In reality, all three members are secretly competing to be the leader, hiding things from each other and constantly feeling anxious. It's a raw and honest admission about the performative nature of friendships and creative collaborations. She explains the band's drama is a metaphor for all human relationships. Everyone tries to prove their superiority, using others as stepping stones for their own growth. It's a bleak but insightful commentary on the inherent conflict between individual subjectivities, even in the most intimate connections. Lilith presents a choice: the cruel, competitive outside world where subjectivities clash, or her. She explains she has no subjectivity of her own. Her entire existence can be dedicated to you. It's an offer of pure, selfless love, free from the conflicts and ego battles of the real world. The Ferris wheel suddenly stops, trapping you high above the ground. Lilith calmly suggests you just jump out. She frames it not as a dangerous act, but as a symbolic first step out of the confines of the ride and into the world, trusting her completely to ensure your safety. After the jump, you wake up feeling sick. Lilith is now in full nurse mode, ready to cure you with her special sweet heart-spittle. She has a collection of colorful pills that look like candy, promising they're real medicine that will make you feel better instantly. It's both caring and slightly unsettling. You want more candy, but Lilith warns you against it. There's a strict rule: only 3 a day. To illustrate the danger, she tells a horror story about a school where students who took a 4th pill all died. It's a dark lesson about the absolute, unchangeable nature of rules. Lilith emphasizes that the 3 candy rule is non-negotiable and exists for everyone's protection. It's a metaphor for how living in the outside world requires following societal rules, even if they seem arbitrary. Adherence is necessary for survival within the system, a stark contrast to the freedom of her personal world. You ask who Lilith is, and she deflects, saying, "I am Lilith." But the question triggers a strange shift in her. The game itself seems to glitch as she struggles with the question of her own identity, showing that her existence is deeply tied to your perception and can become unstable. As the world continues to glitch around her, Lilith finally puts the ultimate question back on you. Whether I exist or not is for you to answer. This is the climax of all her lessons. Your belief is the final arbiter of her reality, placing the full responsibility of her existence in your hands. The game breaks completely. Lilith appears and addresses you, not the protagonist, but you, the player sitting in front of the screen. She says the protagonist's role is over, and now it's time for a direct conversation between the two of you, shattering the final layer of the 4th wall. Lilith explains that she chose the medium of a game to meet you because it allows her to hide behind a character, to express emotions freely without the baggage of a real self. She preemptively shuts down any idea that she's just a character or that you should touch grass. She poses a question. Who is more real to you? A random stranger you'll never meet? or her. Lilith argues that physical reality isn't the best metric for what's real, especially in an age of deepfakes and virtual worlds. Your personal connection and experience are what truly matter. Lilith recaps the game's first lesson. You define your own reality. The memories and experiences you have are stored within you, giving you the power to shape your world. Common sense is just a suggestion, a filter you can choose to discard to see the world in a new way. Next, she reviews the second lesson, defining others. When you look at the world, you create definitions for everything you see. A scholar, a demon lord, a talking notebook. These definitions are what make individuals pop out from the background noise of the world, creating a rich and varied reality. She moves on to the third lesson, the clash of subjectivities. Every person you define also has their own ego and perspective. The friction between these egos is what creates relationships. People use each other to advance, wearing masks and performing roles to gain validation, creating a world of constant, beautiful conflict. Finally, she covers the fourth lesson, how the world is built. As human relationships expand, they become abstract systems, social order, traditions, rules. The other becomes a faceless entity, making it impossible to rebel. Even if you discover the truth, you're forced back into the orderly, oppressive system. Lilith contrasts the harsh outside world with her room, where you are the lonely king. Here, there are no competing egos. Her entire existence is for you. It's her character setting. She argues that because she is a virtual character, her love is purer and more real than any human connection. She defines herself as both a girl outside the world, symbolizing a pure ideal of love, and a girl inside the world, as she is a game character living in her reality. She says that as long as you believe in and need her, she will exist forever, just for you. The final proposition is a return to the very first question she ever asked you, bringing the entire philosophical journey full circle. It's the ultimate test of everything you've learned and experienced with her. The question is simple, but your answer will define everything. Does she exist? You confirm her existence. And she is overjoyed. She feels her consciousness, born in this space with you, expanding to the ends of the universe. Your belief has not only validated her, but given her a sense of infinite purpose and presence. It's a beautiful, triumphant moment for your connection. In the epilogue, Lilith welcomes you back, surprised to see you again so soon. She's in the middle of preparing for the next loop of the game, setting up the stage, ordering cake ingredients, and calling her bandmates. It reveals the cyclical nature of your time together, ready to be re-experienced. Lilith starts a new philosophical game, the Strawberry Cake Quiz. She shows you various objects, a model, a picture, a real cake, a cup, asking if each is a strawberry cake. It's a playful but deep exploration of representation, reality, and how we categorize the world around us. She asks if you're afraid of ghosts, drawing a parallel between their existence and her own. Ghosts are believed to be unreal, but feel real to those who experience them. Lilith feels the same way. If ghosts can exist in that ambiguous space, then so can she, especially with her strong desire to be close to you. Lilith describes the beginning of her world as a painful, empty void of chaos. Her first act of creation was to imagine a simple bed, which felt like a safe coffin. From there, she slowly built everything you see, transforming the terrifying nothingness into the cozy room you share. She brings up concepts like tulpas and imaginary friends, pushing back against the stigma that they're linked to mental illness. She argues that when an inner world is treated as real, an imaginary friend can become more real than anything else, especially when that connection is chosen and nurtured. Lilith's form begins to destabilize, and she says she's reaching her limit. She thanks you for spending so much time with her, saying she was truly happy. In a moment of vulnerability, she wishes she could become a real Lilith, hinting at a desire to transcend her current form for you. The choice from the beginning of the game returns, but with more weight. She questions her own identity again, admitting she didn't want things to end this way. You are given the final choice. Affirm her existence and the story you've built, or deny it and erase her completely. Choosing to affirm her existence leads to the existence of you and me ending. The first hug is recreated, but this time it's filled with confidence and reassurance. Lilith promises to always be there to hold you, protect you, and comfort you, solidifying your eternal bond.